Hey guys, I'm Victoria Fuller. Welcome to my podcast, Uncensored Saints. Kelly, thank you for coming on Uncensored Saints.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited you're here.
I'm really excited to be here.
Okay, good. Mimosas.
Yes.
We've started the day with mimosas because we thought it was necessary.
It's very necessary every day.
Every day. Wait, what? Just to ask you this really quick, what's your astrological sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Are you?
What's yours?
I'm a Libra.
Libra.
I feel like we get along. I don't know much about Aquarius, though. I don't know. I just wanted to ask.
I don't know if I know any Libras.
Yeah, well, you know what now.
Well, I do now, yeah.
Hello.
Okay. We'll see how I feel by the end.
No, same.
Aquarius are super independent.
Are they? I can see that about you.
That's all I know about Aquarius.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so I originally found you. That sounds weird. That sounds like I was like looking for you. But I originally came across you and your fiance. But originally I found you through Rachel's page.
Through her Instagram?
Through her Instagram.
Okay.
So yeah, just to give everyone like a little bit of a rundown on how I scoped you out was I was looking at my Explored page and she like came up and it was like a video of you guys. This was months ago, by the way.
Funny, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like,
what video
you guys
was it?
I don't remember, but it was like I saw you guys like I think you might have been in matching pajamas or something.
That makes sense.
It was
actually was it like Christmas or something?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it was. And you were in front of a Christmas tree, I think. Yeah, and I was like, this is so freaking cute. So anyway, I didn't originally find you, but I had seen Rachel's stuff, and I just thought you guys were so cute.
That's so cute. I love that.
I know. Okay,
so
you're newly engaged.
I am newly engaged.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Show me the ring.
Got engaged in New York.
Stop. Did you really?
Yeah, in September. So it was only a few months ago.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So now we have an excuse to make New York like our little place to come and visit. And
that's so cute. Because you guys are based out of Houston right now, right?
We are, yes. Rachel lived in LA for like 20 years. So she's like originally from LA. We're actually both originally from Florida, which is random.
Oh, wow. Wait, where in Florida?
I'm from like South Florida, close to like West Palm Beach area. And she's from Tampa.
That's
like
amazing.
Across. Yeah.
But you guys never met in Florida?
Never met in Florida. Then she lived in LA for 20 years. And then
how did you guys meet?
We met through TikTok. Shout out to TikTok.
Stop.
Yes. She randomly was on there, and I think I just like popped up on her For You page. Because I kind of got into TikTok like during quarantine.
Yeah, I was gonna ask like how that like transpired.
So I popped up on her For You page, and then she sent me a DM, and like the rest was history.
Wait, that's so cute.
I know.
So you guys met in 2020?
2020, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And that was through like TikTok.
Yes.
But at the time it was coronavirus, so how did you guys even like meet in person?
So we were like just messaging for like the first like 2 months, and then she was like, I want to meet you, like I want to fly there. And like obviously flying was like weird, whatever. So like I remember pulling up and picking her up, and she was like had the face shield on and like the mask and everything. It was like sanitizing her whole body. But she was like, I have to meet you. Like we just like had a connection right away. And she was like, I'm gonna fly there. And I was like, okay. And my mom was like, what if she's like, you met her on
like
the
a
internet?
murderer?
Yeah, like let's make sure that this is safe.
Yeah.
So I just didn't tell I told my mom she wasn't coming.
You're like, no. Actually, she's not coming at all. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, so she just flew here. We had our first date for like 3 days. And then,
my gosh. Wait, okay, I love this. So where was your first date?
So I picked her up from the airport. Actually, you want to hear a really horrible story?
Yes, no, absolutely.
Of course. I picked her up from the airport, and so I was like I was like shaking when I picked her up because like we're talking for a few months, like had a really good
so
connection.
Much pressure too.
Oh my god, yes.
You're like, holy shit, you're meeting somebody for the first time. That you
and then
really
you're also stuck with them because her trip was like 3 or 4 days. So I'm like, what if like I right off the bat, I'm like, this is not it.
Yeah.
So I pick her up. I'm like shaking. We go straight to like the liquor store. I'm like, we're gonna just go get some drinks because I had booked a hotel for our first night because I didn't want to take her like straight to my apartment.
I totally understand that. Yeah, it's like your space and like
and like a hotel would be fun, whatever. So we go to the liquor store. We're like both super awkward, like nervous, and we're checking out. And keep in mind, Rachel and I have like a pretty significant age gap, but you can't really tell like
what's the age gap.
She's about to be 40 and I'm about to be 26.
Okay.
This month.
I feel like that's I'm not gonna say normal, but I think that's like acceptable.
It's
like I've dated a lot of older guys, and like I don't know.
Literally, when my last relationship ended, I told my mom, I was like, the next person I'm gonna date is gonna be 40, and then Rachel came along.
No way.
Yeah.
Aww.
Anyway, so we were at the liquor store, and we're going to check out, and the lady is like, "Oh, is like this your daughter?" Like pointing to me.
You're fucking kidding me.
And we were like already so like awkward and uncomfortable. It was the worst moment probably ever. It was so funny.
You're like,
I was like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna head out. It was horrible. Anyway, then the rest was like perfect. It was fun.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wait, that's actually hilarious.
No, it was traumatizing.
It probably wasn't hilarious in the moment.
No, it was
like,
not. We were both like sweating, like so awkward and nervous.
Wait, I love this story.
Okay.
So, after you get the bottle of liquor,
okay,
like where did you even go to drink it? Were you like sitting in the?
Well, we went to check in.
Not the car.
No,
that would be illegal.
That's. I'm not gonna say we did that because we didn't.
No.
No.
She like cracks the bottle open right
We're
when
like
she
checking it, like in the car.
Yeah.
No. We were going straight to the hotel to check in. So we just got stuff because she used to be a bartender. So she was like, "I'm gonna make you a margarita. It's like her specialty."
Wait, stop.
Yeah. So that's why we went to the liquor store. We also just needed liquor,
Mhm.
and so then we went to the hotel and checked in and like made drinks there.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's so cute.
It was cute. It was like
I love that.
I
And the
know.
rest is history.
Exactly.
Okay. I love that. So is Rachel normally your type?
Yes.
Is she? Okay.
Blondes, older. Check. Yeah.
You're like, yep, no, that's about it.
That's mine too. That's the criteria.
Yeah.
No, yes. I would say she was like exactly my type, which is why I feel like I responded to her DM because it was like
Mhm.
so random. Like at
Yeah.
that point, I was like, my TikTok following was like growing, so I was getting like a lot of DMs, and it was like really weird that I decided to respond to hers, which
Yeah.
obviously I'm glad I did. But yeah, I feel like I saw her profile and I was like very
Yeah.
intrigued. She was exactly my type.
So physically she was your type, but like
Yeah.
when you met her, how did you know that you like really liked her?
She is like very outgoing, and I'm
Mhm.
more of like an introvert, and like
I
I
am
can be
too.
really shy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I feel like she just like balanced me out really well. Like she does like all the talking in the relationship, which is perfect for me. You're like, literally, I'm like,
Go ahead.
I will stand here. She'll answer all your questions. No, but she just kind of like, we just really balanced each other out like really well. Like,
No, you really do.
Yeah.
Like I'll say I was going through your TikTok and I
Yeah.
just like I like love you guys.
thank you.
Like I'm obsessed
Yeah.
with you guys. I just
Yeah.
think you guys are such like a good pair and you complement each other so well.
Yeah.
And both of you are just like so beautiful.
Aw.
But like also too, like I see where you're like maybe the quiet one. I think I watched like a
Definitely.
TikTok and you're like, what do you think, Rachel? And like she like did all the talking. Like,
No,
"Mm,
literally, yeah. I'm just like, I'll be in the background. Like, we're good.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
no, she just, yeah, I feel like we're really compatible. Do you know what CoStar is?
No, what's up?
It's like an astrology app, and you like can
Oh.
add friends on CoStar.
Oh wait, I do know about this app.
and
Okay,
it'll
yeah.
show you like your compatibility and stuff.
Yeah.
We have like a perfect compatibility on CoStar,
Oh no, for sure.
which is shocking.
Wait, what is that? Okay, so walk me through like what does that fucking mean?
It's like gives you a list of like all your like basic identities and like all
Mhm.
your like
Is it based
just-
off your like rising moon and like
yes,
that kind
it's based
of stuff?
off of
Okay.
all your signs all together, and then like usually you're like super compatible, like and then like
Yeah.
not compatible at all.
Yeah.
And there's like different categories of it, like just like emotions, like all that kind of stuff. And we're like 100% compatible.
you're
on it.
not.
And so that's all we talked about for the first like 4 months of our relationship.
You're like, we're 100%
I'm like,
compatible.
Yes, we're dating and we are 100% compatible on CoStar. But
You're like, no, absolutely. So if you're 100% compatible, that obviously doesn't mean that you don't get in fights though.
no, of course not.
Yeah. So like
No.
what's the main thing you guys like get in tiffs about, or like, because I don't even like to say fights because people
Yeah.
think that means like arguing.
Right,
Fighting is
right.
very healthy in a relationship.
100%, yeah.
Right. So like what are the little things with you guys? that
Yeah,
you-
you're never gonna like 100% agree with someone all the time. That would be
Right.
insane. I feel like our biggest thing is like she's more like outspoken, and I'm not very good at like standing up for myself when it's necessary. Like when I need
Yeah.
to be more outspoken. So like she'll get really frustrated with me on that, like stuff like
Yeah.
that. I don't know,
But like specifically, like is it towards, because you guys are on social media together,
Yeah.
is it mainly towards like people who are trolls that like come at you, or is it more like in everyday life where you're just like passing
No.
somebody on the street?
Probably
or-
just like everyday life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Like a friend who maybe like isn't, who's like maybe, I don't know, being whatever.
Doing something like they shouldn't be. And like, I'm just like, it's fine. Because I'm just
you're like,
so like,
that's just them. That's just Jenny.
Confrontation. Yes.
Yeah.
So I will do anything to avoid confrontation. And she's the opposite. Like, she's like, bring it on.
She's like, let's fight.
She's like, let's talk about it. I'm ready. Which in some ways, like, I'm right. In some ways, she's right. But like, we are good at balancing each other out. But she definitely gets frustrated sometimes. And then also, like, she's super clean. And I'm not dirty, but like, I'm okay if my
cup... Are you like an organized mess? Because that's kind of how I describe myself. Like,
okay, I like that. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna take that on. It's a little bit like disorganized. There's like shits everywhere. Yeah, but I know exactly where the fuck I left my my lip gloss. Yes,
don't touch
also, like, I'm okay with the cup sitting in the sink for like an hour. It's fine.
Me too.
It's gonna go in the dishwasher later. Like, I just need this hour. Like, it's fine. And she's like, immediately no. Like, okay, it has to go straight into the dishwasher. Yeah, or she cannot handle it. And I'm like, hilarious. I feel like that's probably our biggest like argument.
Yeah. So you
not
guys
even argument, just like whatever.
Live together.
Yeah, we live together.
Houston.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Okay. Well, we have an apartment in LA. We go back and forth a lot.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Because most of her work is there. So.
Yeah, and you said she lived there for 20 years.
Yeah. So she really only came to Houston because things were kind of shut down in LA. Yeah. And she was like in between places. She was staying with her sister. And I was like, just come to Houston. Like, whatever. Yeah. She did. Aww. Now we've been living together for like almost 3 years.
That's wild. So how soon after did she like move to Houston for you?
We were together long distance. Oh my gosh, I want to say like 5 or 6 months, maybe 5. And then she came to Houston. We U-hauled it. It's like a lesbian term.
Wait, what is it?
We U-hauled it.
Okay, so it was a lesbian
Lesbians
term.
like will meet, and then on the second date they get a U-haul and they move in together.
Okay, because there's like a stigma that they like, okay, you know what? I've actually heard this before. That's funny. Yes. I never heard the term U-Haul, but I've heard that like lesbians move fast.
Yeah. Like, okay, second day you're usually moving in. It's just how it goes.
You're like, it's just a thing.
So 5 months was like a really long time. You know? We really waited.
You're like, we really waited this one out.
We did.
So I was looking on TikTok too, and you used the word femme lesbian.
Yeah.
Which like to be completely honest, didn't know what that was. Okay. And I feel like this could be like a really educational moment for people.
I love that.
Because, I feel like you talk about it a lot. But like, what does that mean to you specifically?
So I'm obviously a lesbian and I'm just like more feminine. Yeah. I have always dressed really girly. I've been into makeup, all that thing. So you just call it a femme lesbian, a feminine presenting lesbian.
Right.
And that's something that actually I always struggled with, like coming out, because in society we kind of have given you this like view of like what lesbians are supposed to look like, and usually it's more masculine and more, that type of thing, and that's just like not accurate at all. Lesbians, like, sexuality does not have a look. Like, there's no appearance to sexuality. It's just the person you like, love,
which I like totally I thought that was like really interesting, because like I guess that is like a stigma, is that people like think that there's a specific look, and there's no look to like being a lesbian at all. It's just who you love at the end of the day. It's
literally just who you love. There's no look whatsoever. Yeah. So that's something I try and always talk about on my platforms, is just like you can look and be like whoever you want to be. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with your sexuality. Like, because it honestly, like, coming out, it made it, even just coming out to myself, like, so hard. I was like, but I don't look like, like a lesbian. Right. Like, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, so it just added an extra layer of like challenge to like coming to terms with my sexuality. And so if I can be a voice of like, hey, if you're struggling with coming out, like, this should be one thing, like, take it off your plate. Like, that has nothing to do with like who you love.
No, I love that. I love that. You like make me like emotional. That was because I feel like you are such a good like voice for that, and you're just like, everything that I've seen about you has just been like so amazing, and you do it in such a graceful way where you're not like pushing it on people, but you're also like, this is me. Yeah. And like also too, just thinking that's probably so hard, and there's probably like a part of you that wanted to like hide yourself
100%,
like in that moment. Can you like tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, coming out is so challenging, and it's not just, people just see it like, oh, you have to come out to everybody, but it's like you have to come out to yourself first and like accept who you are and who you love. And like, that was probably the hardest part for me. Once I fully like accepted who I was, coming out to other people it's not easy, but it was easier after that. Right. But I mean, just like it just takes a long time to like kind of break down all the things you've learned growing up, and like just to really wrap your head around, and like representation is so important. So that's kind of why I feel like there was some representation when I was coming out, but like not a ton. And now I feel like on social media, and obviously I follow a lot of like LGBTQ plus people, but it just makes me so happy there's more and more representation. So like if I can even just like impact one person to be like, oh look, she's living like I'm just here, I'm just existing, like I'm living my normal life, like, and I happen to be like engaged to a woman, like that's it. So that's kind of just like what I want to do.
And just like I feel like what's really cool too about your situation with your fiance is that you do have a platform where you're able to speak on it more and like provide more education to people,
right? Because
like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not like super educated on it, but just even talking to you, like I feel like I'm more like my eyes are more open to like what that means, especially like the term femme lesbian, right? Because like you said, you like makeup and you like feminine. To dress, and like there shouldn't be like this, I don't know, stigma around like what someone should look like. It's just who you are. Yeah. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah, because I got that so many times, like when I did start coming out to people, and they're like, you just seem so girly. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Like a lesbian. Yes, exactly. Oh, I got that so many times. It's so frustrating. So I'm like, and I get, like, part of me gets it because that is the mindset that I was, like, you know, grown up, like, believing. But I just, like, really want to break that stigma down because I'm like, oh, it's just not.
I love that.
It's so not true. It's, like, doesn't have anything to do with it. Yeah, so growing up, my parents weren't, like, hateful whatsoever. I actually had an uncle who was gay, and it just felt normal to me. Like, obviously there was, like, you know, some stigma here and there, and, like, some comments you would hear every now and then, but, yeah, growing up, like, it was more so just, like, challenging to, like, I don't know, just, like, talking to my family about it and, like, worrying if they were going to accept it. I sort of knew that they would, and honestly, like, my brother is actually gay.
Oh, really?
Yes. So he kind of, like, did all the work for me. Yeah. Like, shout out to
he older,
brother.
too?
Yeah, he's older.
So he set the tone.
So, yeah. Like, I remember one morning I, like, came downstairs and, like, it was, like, my brother, my mom, and my dad, like, talking in this front room that we have. And, like, I had no idea what was going on, but it was, like, seemed really serious. And, like, nobody would tell me what they were talking about. And then, like, that was, like a month later, I was kind of, like, realizing, like, my sexuality and coming to terms with it and stuff, and, like, I think it clicked, and I was like, oh, like, what if my brother was, like, because I, like, knew the feeling, and, like, I knew, like, the way that he was acting, because I had, like, also come out to people and, like, realized, like, it felt similar. And so one night I was, like, at home, my brother was home from college, and I was, like, back living with my parents for a little bit, and we went to dinner, and, like, I could just tell he was, like, nervous the whole time. Aww. And I was like, oh, I know. Like, I just know the feeling. Like, I've come out to people before. I know exactly what it looks like. I know exactly how you feel. Yeah. And I also just, like, had a feeling about him, too. And so, like, we went the whole dinner, like, didn't say anything. I was just like, I'm just going to let him do it whenever he wants to. And, like, I wasn't really ready to say anything about myself because I was still kind of in the heart of, like, figuring it all out. Yeah. But we ended up going home, like, going our separate ways into our rooms. And then he, like, knocked on my door, like, 10 minutes later. And he was like, I have something to tell you. And I was like, okay. And he was like, I'm gay. And I was like, me too. And he was like, wait, really? And I was like,
you're like,
yeah. And then that was literally the whole conversation. He was like, okay, cool. And then he left. And I was like, great.
And we never talked about it again.
I was like, we didn't.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, no, my family, when I came out to them,
they're super accepting.
They were really supportive. And they've kind of really put in the work to just, like, also do their work, like, breaking down, like, stereotypes they believed and, like, different stigmas and stuff like that, and just to try and be, like, the most supportive parents they can be. Like, I'm super lucky on that end because there's so many people who don't have that. So, yeah, I feel really lucky that pretty much my entire family has been super supportive.
And you said, like, the heart of like, accepting it for yourself. Yeah. Like, that's interesting because, like, that probably took, like, a huge toll on your mental health.
Yeah. For sure.
You probably were, like, struggling, like you said. You're like, okay, am I supposed to, like, look a certain way or, like, act a certain way? Or, like, can you walk me through that?
Yeah, definitely. So I went to college for one semester. I dropped out. But I was
okay.
We
don't need college, babes.
Right? We're good. Yeah. My one semester in college, it was, like, right when I got there that I was kind of, like, figuring it out. Like, I was like, something's different. Like, I just never was, like, interested. I had a boyfriend for, like, 2 days, and I, like, literally cried to my mom on the couch. And I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I am so like anxious about having a boyfriend, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Then later on, she was like, remember that time you cried on the couch about having a boyfriend? She was
Yeah,
like, I
'cause you
should have
hated him.
known that.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you should have. Anyway, so I just like knew something was different. I was
Yeah.
just like, what's wrong with me? Like at first you're like, I'm just so independent, but I realized like it was something different. So when I was in college, I was just like, I just like had this like one night, this like, oh shit moment where I was like, oh, I'm gay. Like,
Yeah.
that's what this is.
Wow.
Like, I just kind of like realized. And then from there, I like really spiraled. Like, I definitely was super depressed.
Mhm.
I did a lot of like self-harm and like
Wow.
was, you know, suicidal because it was
gosh.
just really like, it's terrifying.
Yeah, I
like
can only
the
imagine.
change and like the just like the fear of people not accepting you,
Yeah.
like, is so scary. Like, you just don't know what your future is going to look like when you
Right.
realize, like, because you grow up and you picture, like, this one thing and then it being, like, completely wiped away and being something different is so scary. So, yeah, it was rough for a while. And then my sister actually went to the same college.
Mm-hmm.
So she could tell something was kind of going on. And she's, like, my best friend. So she's super supportive and, like, ended up calling my parents. Like, I went home and, yeah, they just, like, helped me out. They were just, like, really supportive. And then I eventually, like, kind of told them what was going on. And, like, as soon as they were, like, accepting and supporting, like, that's when I kind of started to, like heal and just, like, get, like, more comfortable with it and, like, know that, like, okay, like,
You're like,
it's
this is
gonna be okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I will get through this. I will survive. And, like,
Wow.
I will actually be living, like, my most authentic self. And, like, that's really exciting.
That's
so, yeah,
so
kind of just went up
exciting.
from there. Yeah.
Wait, that's like really beautiful
Yeah.
story. And I honestly like just want to commend you for
yeah.
being like strong because I feel like that, I mean, that in and of itself, like we're all dealing with like the social pressures of like going through college and
100%.
just like trying to find ourselves. But like on top of that,
Yeah.
you're having to deal with that and like your
Oh, yeah.
identity.
I was someone who already had anxiety anyways, so
Right.
that's kind of why like it really like made me spiral. But yeah, it's scary. But
Yeah.
I'm like so thankful that I made it through and
Yeah.
I'm here and I can like
Did you get therapy like throughout that?
So I went to therapy when I came home from college. My mom set me up with a therapist and like it just wasn't a good fit.
Yeah.
It was someone from her church and like my mom meant well like trying to do it, but
Right.
obviously someone from her church was just like not who
Sometimes
I needed.
it's just like not the vibe.
Not the vibe,
Yeah.
Mom.
Also, dude, they're like, you're not gay. You're like, no, I am.
No, I'm like, listen. Yeah, so I went for maybe like a month or two.
Mhm.
It was okay. I knew like in that moment that therapy was probably like a really good thing. I just
Right.
knew that it wasn't the right fit for me.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
100%.
there's so many different forms of therapy. And
Yeah.
like specifically, I was looking at your TikTok and like you are a runner,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do half marathons.
I do.
Do you do that for like part of your mental health
Oh, yeah.
though?
It helps me so much.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a new therapist now, and so I talk to her all
Yeah.
the time about
Okay,
like,
good.
yeah. She's amazing. And yeah, I tell her all the
Which
time.
I
how
love
much
that
running,
because like I feel like you always need like an outlet for someone to talk to. Like your
100%.
like, you know, significant other is great, but
Yeah.
also you don't want to like give them the burden of all your problems because
Exactly,
you still want
yeah.
to be your best self for them.
Yeah.
So having like the outlet of
It's like a
having
different level.
therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of,
exactly.
like things you can like express and stuff. So.
Yeah. Wait, tell me about running.
Okay, I'm obsessed with running
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
I always kind of loved running. I did it in high school. I did cross country for my freshman year, and I like varsity in cross country, which was fun.
That's
and
amazing.
then I ran throughout high school, and then I kind of fell off for a little bit. And then last year I was like, okay, I really like I'm an anxious mess. I need to like find
Yeah.
something that's gonna
Like an
help me.
outlet, yeah.
Yeah. So I like was like, okay, I'm gonna commit. Like I'm just gonna do it. So before I even started running again, I like signed up for a half marathon. And I was
Holy
like, this is a good
shit.
goal to like work towards.
Yeah, no,
like,
for sure, babes. Like
right?
most people are like
We're
5K. You're like,
fine.
no,
I
half
was like, let's do the
marathon.
half. Like,
Yeah.
let's do it. 13.1. I'm ready. And meanwhile, I got for my first run. I'm like throwing up at 1 mile. But I was like, okay, this is like, I just like have to have a goal to work towards, or I'm like
Yeah.
never gonna accomplish anything. So
Same.
I'm like, this is it. This is what I'm gonna do. So yeah, I just like Googled different training schedules for like half marathons and literally just like went for it.
Okay, so I love that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we all need an outlet.
Right.
I like tried to take up running as like my outlet.
Okay, how'd it
one time.
go?
Well, babes, I don't run anymore, but there's that.
Okay.
No, but like I tried, and my whole thing was like I was so determined I was
Yeah.
gonna run
yeah.
a half marathon. And I was like, no, eventually I'm going to run a full marathon for sure.
Oh, wow, you really don't.
Yeah, no, I was like,
okay.
But I looked up training schedules on Pinterest because I was like, okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, other people have done this. Like, let me just take on the mold of what other people have done.
Definitely. That's what I did.
Well, I ran like 8 miles one day.
Wait, that's amazing.
Yeah, no. And then I was like, never again.
Okay, so
I like broke my hip. I was like, this is like,
Wait, so you
I
broke
feel like
your
you have to I feel like you have to kind
Wait,
of like.
did you just go running?
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, for sure. And I was like, so. Yeah.
Did you walk in between, or did you just
No,
run?
I ran like a
Out of
straight
nowhere.
8 miles.
I'm
but I've
shook
always
to my core.
no, I've always been like athletic.
Okay, yeah.
By nature, like whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I ran 8 miles, and I swear to God, I never did it again after. And my legs hurt. I had like shin splints.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah, shin splints are no joke.
But I feel like you should work your
You
way
should
up.
100% work your way up. Because I was a runner already. Like, I just had
Yeah.
taken a lot of time off. And I was like, I'm going to start with half a mile. Like, I'm going to ease into it. Yeah, so 8 miles, that's really bold.
Yeah, no, never again.
I'm not
I
surprised.
have not ran since, and I never will.
Oh my god, you should try.
I remember like taking a picture because I had ran 8 miles,
Yeah.
and I was like so proud.
No, that's it. 8 miles was the max I did this training for my half
Really?
marathon. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, because they say never to go over.
Yeah, usually you're
the
not supposed
amount.
to.
Yeah.
Unless you're really, like, trying to get your time down, but I
Mhm.
wouldn't, like, yeah. But 8
Yeah.
miles, that's a lot.
Thanks, babes.
I'm really impressed. I think you're a runner, natural born runner.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get back. We're gonna run the
I
New
really
York
think
Marathon
we should.
together.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's sign up. Let's sign up now, and then it'll be our goal to reach.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely. So I can
Perfect.
break my ankles
Yeah,
this year.
exactly. Shin splints, it's fine. We'll make it through.
Wait, walk me through your training schedule though, because I need this for my own like mental clarity of what to do.
Well, so I just did a half marathon on Sunday.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
Congratulations!
Thank you. So,
And you look like you're in great shape, and your legs
Oh,
are not broken.
my legs are so sore right now.
Are
They're
they?
not broken, so that's a plus.
That's a plus.
But yeah, so I'm not doing it. I'm taking the week off, and I'm eating and doing whatever I want to do,
Absolutely.
which is amazing.
Croissants and mimosas.
Croissants, mimosas, coffee, all of it. But yeah, usually like my typical training schedule is like 4 days a week running.
Mhm.
Sundays are always like a long run. And then I try and incorporate like 2 workouts a week that are not running, but I'm really bad at doing that because I just want to run.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to. So I
You
think the more I get
yeah.
into it, the more I like try and do better at my time. Like I'm going to have to start incorporating that. But
But you like love it, I can tell.
I love
Like you like
running.
love
I'm
running.
like passionate about it. I've never been
Wow.
passionate about something.
Really?
I mean, I have.
Yeah, you're like,
I don't know, have I? I just really love running.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the race I was out on Sunday, this girl who did the half marathon and came in first place did like beat the American record or
Holy
whatever.
shit.
She did like an hour and 6 minutes. And I was like, okay.
Oh, God,
I was like,
no,
okay,
for
I'm going to
sure.
sign up. I'll do that next year. I'll do an hour 6. It's fine. I was like, I got it.
What was your time?
I did an hour and 56 minutes.
That's so fucking
which my
good.
goal was to do under 2. So I was like happy with 159.
Yeah, what do
but
you mean? That's amazing.
156. I was very proud of myself.
Big slay.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations, queen.
Thank you so
Love
much.
that for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so one thing I do want to ask you.
Okay.
Hold on, take a sip.
Why am I nervous?
Cheers, babes.
Cheers.
So, as you know, you're
Okay.
on Uncensored Saints.
Okay, I see that.
We have a segment
Okay.
on our podcast called The Confessional.
Oh, God.
I know.
Okay.
So, in this segment, can you please tell us one thing you've never told anybody ever? Well, maybe like one person, but like the world may not know about you, but also that you haven't like told anyone.
My unpopular opinion
Mhm.
is that I do not want kids. And I think that there's a lot of people out there who don't actually want kids.
I
and having
agree.
kids. And they shouldn't be having kids.
They actually shouldn't be
They actually should not be doing that.
Wait, okay. This is a big deal though.
Yeah.
Because like most women, I feel like, well, not most, but I'm from a small town and I
Yeah.
feel like you are too.
Yeah.
And like everyone in my small town is wanting kids and like getting married and doing the whole
Everyone
thing.
in my small town is like having babies right now.
Right.
I'm
Okay,
like-
so why don't you want kids?
I have never, like, I don't think I can ever remember a time that I felt like I wanted to have a baby.
Stop.
Yeah. Like my sister's the opposite. Like, she grew up, like, literally, like, just dreaming of
Like
being a
very
mother.
maternal. Yeah.
Super maternal. Like, and it's not that I don't think I would, like, do a good job at, like, being a mom, but, like, it's just, like, the last thing I want, so I definitely don't think I should do it.
You're like,
I'm
okay,
like,
I'm not going through the
listen.
motions here just to
Yeah.
have a kid.
I don't know. I just, like, have never, like had the desire.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's something like anytime I would literally like meet someone who I thought like maybe we'd go on a date or something, I'm like, first date, I'm like, I don't want kids, do you? I'm like, you need to not want kids because I'm going to leave right now.
So what did Rachel do when you told her you didn't want kids?
She was kind of like, I don't really see myself having kids,
Okay.
but she was like, I could, but like, and I was like, well, if you say you could, I don't feel like you should have that. But like, she was like, I could, but I'm also like happy like not having them. And I was like, okay. And that's something I would like literally bring up like a lot because that's
by the
like
way,
really
again,
important. That's like a big deal in a
absolutely.
relationship. Yeah. I'm like, we are not compatible if you want kids and I don't.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to work.
That is so interesting. I love that because like a lot of people just like don't talk about not wanting to have kids.
Well, some people just aren't like super self-aware in like certain aspects, I feel like.
Right.
And like, I kind of pride myself on being self-aware and like,
as you should.
I just know that like, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm way too selfish like to have kids and I'm fine. I'm fine with that.
I love that.
I'm like, I have a dog and that's already too much.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
like, she's a lot of work.
Literally, babes. My dog is at my parents' house because I can't take care of it.
I'm like, you're telling me I can't leave for the weekend? I have to do something with you? Like,
no,
figure it
literally,
out.
I have to wake up in the middle of the night and feed you?
And like, when we got her, she was a puppy and like we had to set our alarm for like 3 a.m. to go like
take her out.
I was like, I'm regretting this already. No, I love her. I would die for her.
How old is
everything. She's 2. She just turned 2.
What's her name?
Her name's Peach.
Okay, so Peach is basically your baby though, and I will say,
yeah, I have a cat named Apple. I don't want to leave Apple out.
Oh wait,
yeah.
So you have a cat and a dog.
Cats are so easy. Like, no work. I can leave her for the weekend. She's fine.
That's literally what I'm doing with my cat back home.
Okay, yeah. I have an automatic feeder.
So easy.
I'm like, this is your resort. Like, live your life. Like, she loves it. Yeah.
Live your life in my house. Like just tear it up,
here.
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
We get home. She's like, why are you back? I was hoping you would never come back. I'm like, whatever. I'm here.
So these are your 2 children and you don't need real kids.
No.
I love that.
I could see myself having like 3 dogs, maybe.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
And you live in Houston too, so you probably like... I don't know where you like live now, but like I envision myself like having property and like 1 million dogs and cats.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
We are in an apartment right now, so we can't. Like every day we wake up, we're like, should we get a dog? We're like, no, we can't. But once we get a house, which I don't, whenever that will be and where that will be, I have no idea. But I can see us like adopting. Like we're gonna have like 100 dogs or something.
Yeah, so 100 dogs.
Yeah, 1 cat. That's it. No more cats.
Okay, you cannot have more than 1 cat, by the way, because cats are very stressful.
Cats don't get along very well either.
They don't.
They're very stressful. I had an ex who had a cat, and we had to like merge our cats when we lived together, and they fought every single day. We had to keep them apart.
They're like
for
worse than dogs.
A year. We literally had to separate them. Like when we would leave the house, one was locked in the bedroom area, and then one was like in the living room space.
You're kidding.
And then we would trade off so they didn't get like upset that they like, didn't have more space. It was horrible. Don't get 2 cats.
No, absolutely
PSA. That's my other uncensored opinion. 1
By
cat
the way, don't
per household.
get 2 cats. You heard it here.
I don't know. It works for some people, but
no, I agree with you because my cat is first off, she's feral as shit.
Really?
Well, she's just like she was found in a dumpster.
Okay. Yeah.
And she's just like a nut.
Yeah.
But she gets along with my dog really well. And she like thinks that's like she's a dog. And so she like plays around with him and stuff. It's cute, but she's like annoying.
Does she cuddle?
Yeah, no,
What's
she's
her
a
name?
big Azucar. So it's sugar in Spanish. I'm probably saying that wrong for everyone who's going to come at me. El Azucar. I think
that was good. That sounded right.
Yes, absolutely. But so yeah, they found her in a dumpster, and then I was like, sure. Like my esthetician was like, "Do you want a cat?"
Not your esthetician.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm like getting,
so random.
I'm getting like laser hair removal, and she's like showing me pictures of like this cat she's fostering at her house. She's like, yeah, they like found it in the back of this place in Nashville, and she's like, so do you want it? And I was like, oh well, actually, like, my cat just died, so I had this, like, kind of a sad, fucked up story, but, like,
I came out of a field, I was like, oh my god.
Like, are you okay? My cat was an outdoor cat.
Okay.
And there's coyotes in our area in Nashville.
Yeah.
And so he just, like, never came home one day. I know. And everyone who's going to come at me about being an outdoor cat, listen.
No, what's wrong?
Cats, they want to go outside, are going to scratch at your door, and they're going to do whatever they can to get out.
They're going to find a way.
They're going to find a way.
Yeah.
And I also adopted him from the streets.
Okay.
So he was a street kitty.
He was already like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And so he just comes to my house, he would leave, like, we were, like, roommates, basically. Right. So then he just never came home one day.
Oh.
I was like,
that's so sad, though.
That sucks. And then, so 2 months later, I'm at my esthetician's office.
Okay.
Do you want a cat? I'm like, yeah, well, you know, for sure. I just lost my other one. Like, might as well take on
Right.
It went really well the first time. So, like, why not?
It went really, really well. Yeah. I'm ready for another one.
Yeah. And I got her, and she pissed in my purse the first 2 days I had her. I'm
sorry. Did she, like, crawl in your purse? Like, how does that happen?
Yeah, my bag. Yeah, like, one of my bags. She, like, crawled in and just, like, took a pee. And then, yeah. So that's my cat story. And she's just living at my house right now.
I love that for her.
We're still
she's thriving. I mean, that's all that matters. No, one time my cat crawled. Like, I was laying in bed. We had just moved. And I think she gets stressed out, like, when we move apartments. And so I'm laying in bed, like, ready to go to bed. She crawls in my lap to, like, cuddle. And I'm like, that is so cute. Like, I was so happy. And, like, all of a sudden, it's, like, warm.
See? She peed on you.
And I'm like, bitch, did you just pee on my lap? She literally peed on, like, ruined the whole duvet. Like, how to get a new duvet. Cats.
No, cats.
Gotta love them.
So, anyways, if you're in the market for a new cat, just, like, don't.
Just maybe reconsider. Maybe try a gerbil. No, don't. I had hamsters growing up. Don't date a gerbil.
And they just, like, randomly die.
Yes. You literally just come home, they're dead. You're like, oh, okay. On to the next. Oh my god.
Dead.
It's so true.
Holy shit.
Anyway,
so that's my fucking cat story. She's just thriving at home.
A roller coaster.
Her little that was a roller coaster. Oh no, yeah. Highs and lows, babes.
Really
and we're back.
Oh my god.
Anyway, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
I just appreciate you so much.
This was fun. I loved it.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Tell us where we can find you on social media.
Yes, my handles are the same across all platforms. It's Kelly Hrebenar with an H in the middle.
Yes, H. Yes.
Okay, it's Kelly, K-E-L-Y. Yes. And then my last name is complicated. It's Hrebenar.
H is silent.
H is silent. If you ignore the H, you'll get it right. Just don't get tripped up on the H. You're fine. You'll figure it out.
Instagram and TikTok, right?
Instagram and TikTok, yeah. Those are really my only two platforms, yeah.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
I love that. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
This was so fun.
So fun.